Mother Jones, you just said that Baltimore is a city.
The city of first.
How so?
There's so many things that happen here first. So if you tell me, that the Undertakers our Black Undertakers Association is older than the national,
yes,
I'm not surprised.
Yes, it is.
Because a lot of things happen in Baltimore. The first lights, sodium lights. You had the first. Let me see. We got a lot of first stuff here. First railroad in America. B&O. We just are a city of first.
A lot of history in Baltimore.
It's a lot of history. I serve on the board of directors for the historic Frederick Douglass High School. We are now acclaimed the oldest Negro, colored, Black, African American high school, still continuously educating without a break in the whole United States.
Frederick Douglass?
Yes. And what I'm saying is Frederick Douglass worked in Baltimore. He worked out there on Thames Street down in Fells Point. It's just a lot of things that happen here. The Oblate Sisters over in East Baltimore.
The nuns.
Yes, we are a city of first. So if you tell me, that certain things happen here, I'm not surprised at all.
I learned not that long ago about Baltimore having the largest population of freed blacks prior to the Civil War.
That's why we're called the Free State. We are called the Free State for that very reason.
People used to come here to escape.
Well, we are still in the South. Because the Mason-Dixon line is a little bit between here and Delaware.
How do we move forward when we seem not to teach our children our history? Like my dad, I used to always feel dumb when he would tell me about all that he learned at Douglass and how hard the teachers made them work. And he could tell me so many different facts. And it just made me think like, wow, we aren't getting the same type of education in school. Of course, he supplemented that with a lot of newspaper articles and books and things.
But don't allow other people to tell you what you are and who you are. Don't allow that. You're supposed to. History is passed down.
Are we passing it down?
We already have a history. We're not passing down what we're doing now. But some of it, we will answer for. I'll tell you that.
Well, what was the difference? I mean, you look at what Douglass, the history of Douglass, and I look at, quite frankly, Baltimore City schools, the worst in the state.
Who's the worst?
Baltimore City. Got the worst schools in the state. Prince George's County, of the 24 jurisdictions, they are consistently not where we should be.
Let me tell you about Baltimore City. Baltimore City, we just talked about a little while ago, was abandoned by our own generation, second and third generations. Now, I ask you a question. Who do you see left in, take Upton, let's use Upton as an example. Who do you see?
I see black people.
But
I see other people moving in.
How viable is the community?
To me, it's very viable.
No, they don't. The houses are closed, abandoned, and they're boarded up. Nobody's working with a job, and those who are making money can't afford to report it, if you understand what I'm saying.
Amen.
So what I'm saying to you is, where is the tax base? Where are the goods and services? Some place where people pay taxes and people care about their community. I don't live here in Upton, but I serve here in Upton. I even serve where I live. And what I'm saying to you is, if we were a community everywhere we went, we wouldn't have this problem, we would have this conversation.
Now look out Liberty Road.
If you don't remember your past, you're going to be in trouble. I'm going to tell you right now.
So when we move out to Randallstown, we still got to vote. And then, we got to vote intelligently.
Well, the thing about it,
wherever we move, like you said.
The thing about it is, if everybody would come into town and buy one of these houses, and then ask the city to give you certain things and show you, because it can be done. We have done it before and we could do it again. So I'm just telling you. You can buy some of these houses for $1,000 a piece. Suppose you get young couples Each one of them go in, pick the house they want. Let's take the 1200 block of Argyle there. And each one of them go pick the house they want. Then we impose upon our elected officials, the mayor and everybody else, to say to them, we are going to regentrify this area and we want to live here. These houses have been abandoned and closed up for X amount of years. Don't tell us that you want to give us a big price for them. We are saying to you, give us these houses and we will work to do the houses and live in them. Cosmetics is something you can do after you move into a house. So if the roof is good, the heating, the plumbing, and the electric, and all the water, everything is good, you can do anything that you want to with a community. And all of our young people would understand that they don't have to take other communities our money.
I mean,
you turn your money over in your own community so many times. That is where your stability comes.
Supporting our own businesses.
Well, not just supporting our own businesses, but supporting each other.
Each other.
When you are, take Bolton Hill. Those little houses, dinky houses over there, but you go over to Bolton Hill, all of them stand together, and they'll tell you, you can't park here, you can't do this here, you can't do the other. There's nothing special about that, except that they have a mentality that says you are not going to do what you want to do.
And what you're saying is we had that mindset at one time.
We definitely did. And we didn't care what other ethnicities were doing. We did what we had to do for our people.
Well, going back to those first, Baltimore has the oldest black family business in America. We know about business in our community. And that's one of the things that we push in the work that I do is supporting black business.
Has a welfare mentality. They always want somebody to give them something. Before, we weren't allowed to go into the department stores downtown. We were not allowed to go to the hotels. We were not allowed to do anything, sit in the restaurants. And I wish they would do it again, because you can look at our bodies and see we don't need to go in their restaurants anymore. But what I'm saying to you is mothers actually cooked at their own stoves. Children, we didn't know what a chicken box was. There's no way in the world we would eat that way. We ate all healthy food. Our parents saw to it that we went to sleep at night with their blessing. You said your prayers and you went to, and your parents blessed you at night. In the morning, you have a parent that saw you off to school or wherever you had to go, and all of them were not two-parent families. So don't tell me that because of the absence of the black male, that's the reason why our children like they are, because there's no such thing. To prove my point, in slavery, the men were sold. They made sure that you didn't have a decent, viable family life. They made sure of that. Who raised the children?
Sisters.
There you go.
Women.
There you go. And the mothers did not raise weak men. They didn't raise weak men. The poet who said the hand that rocks the cradle rules the world knew exactly what he was talking about. The absence of a proper black mother in the home is what is wrong with us as a people.
Because you got a lot of people who don't love themselves. They've never been loved.
I don't care, but they're not there.
That's what happens when you don't have a good mother. You don't get love, right?
But they're not there. They're not there. Mother is not home. Some mothers are looking for the 5:30 drop. Some of them are doing everything that they're supposed to do, except what. Do you know how many homeless children are going to high schools now? We experience it at Douglas all the time.
What?
We had 123 last year.
In one school?
One school.
Homeless children?
Homeless. That's the reason why our Alumni Association works so hard. We pay for tuitions, we pay for lodging, food. Some of them can't even pay their assessment so they can graduate and all that kind of stuff. We do all of that. And we make sure, come over here, and we make sure that every student that God sends our way, their needs are met. We sent a boy to California. We gave him money to go to California. He was our quarterback for Douglas's 13-0 championship season for Douglas. You see that new $2.1 million football field we got out there?
What you know about that football field?
That boy, well, I mean, I'm the head alumni. I'm on the alumni association. Did you see the field?
I saw it. It's gorgeous.
That boy is some kind of quarterback.
Feels
But because he wasn't a good student, we had some that didn't want to spend the money on him. And there was a group of us who diverted money and gave it to him, and he sent us a letter not too long ago telling us what happened as a result of us having faith in him and giving him money that he did not actually deserve.
What did he say?
And I tell you what his last statement was in his letter. He promises that when he gets where he wants to be in his career at this college or wherever, if he's in the NFL, he's going to remember to come back to Douglas, and he's going to remember that it is his responsibility to pull up some of those, and do for them what we did for him. Now that's what he said.
We forget that these days, Mother
But
Jones.
that's what I told him that when he graduated, I said, remember, I said, because you don't know where God's going to take you. I said, you were wavered, you said you didn't do what you're supposed to do, but he's giving you another chance, and I said, and he's doing it for a purpose, so you remember. And he's doing it. He said he's going to do it, and I believe it.
I'm glad to have made your acquaintance, Mother Jones.
All right.
We got work to do.
Okay.
Keep watching BeMoreNews.com, the news before the news, where we uncover the truth.